Hello everyone, this is teacher Joanna again, and for tonight's lesson, we're going to focus on two of the most confusing words in the English language, which are the words unsatisfied and dissatisfied. And as we all know, these words are both negative. So before we focus on the negative form, let's talk about their positive form first, which is the word satisfied. Okay, so satisfied. Now, for this word, it can actually be used in two different ways. The first one is as a verb, and the second one is as an adjective. Okay, so let's focus first on the verb, right? As a verb, of course, it can be used as the simple past form of the verb. It can also be used as the past participle form of the verb. So both are accepted. Now, of course, as a simple past form, we can use that in simple past tense. Let's have an example sentence. For example, the new flavors satisfied Jermaine. Okay, so the subject is new flavors, okay, which is actually a plural subject, and then we have the verb satisfied and we have the object Jermaine. So it means that Jermaine was actually happy with the new flavors, okay? And then for the past participle form, we can use that in the present perfect tense, okay? For example, the new flavors have satisfied Jermaine. Okay, so as you can see here, the same thing. The subject is actually like plural and the verb is have satisfied. Remember that. If that is a plural subject, have is used. If that is a singular subject, has is used. That is also one of the most common mistakes. Okay, and then for the difference between the two sentences, I'm going to discuss about present perfect tense next time. Okay, so watch the next video. Okay, but for now, let's focus on this one first. Okay, as an adjective, of course, we use that to modify either a noun or a pronoun. Okay, so let's have an example. The satisfied, the satisfied customer went home happily. Right? So the subject here is customer, and we have the adjective form or we have the adjective satisfied, which describes our noun or which modifies our noun customer. Okay, so no question about that, I think, right? I think you can really focus on that part so we can understand that part. Now, since we're done with the positive part, let's move on to the negative form, which is the word dissatisfied and unsatisfied. Right, so let's focus first on dissatisfied. Dissatisfied can also be used in two different ways. It can be used as a verb, and it can also be used as an adjective, the same thing with the positive form. So remember, it can be used as a verb and as an adjective. The same thing as a verb and as an adjective. But for the word unsatisfied, this is only used as an adjective. So that's one of the main difference, okay? But let's focus first on dissatisfied as a verb. The same thing. It can be used in the simple past form, as the simple past form, and as the past participle form. So I'm just going to copy this and let's just make the sentence negative. So for example, the new flavors dissatisfied Jermaine. That's it, right? We just made it negative. It means Jermaine was not pleased or was not happy with the new flavors. And the same thing, the new flavor have dissatisfied Jermaine, okay? Or you can actually just say like didn't satisfy or did haven't satisfied Jermaine. So you can use those things as well, okay? But as an adjective, of course, it can be used to modify a noun or a pronoun again. The same thing. Okay, so let's have an example. Let's just the similar example. Let's just make it negative. The dissatisfied customer went home disappointed. Okay, so disappointed. Okay, so as you can see here, the subject is customer, and we have the adjective dissatisfied that modifies that noun customer. Okay, so that's it. Now, let's focus on the difference between dissatisfied as an adjective and unsatisfied as an adjective, okay? So let's focus on this one. I'm gonna have actually like a table so that we can actually like compare them better. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, let's have the word, yeah, dissatisfied here, dissatisfied, and let's have the word unsatisfied. Remember that we are going to focus on the pronoun this time. I mean adjective this time. Okay, so they are not verbs in these examples, okay? So, let's talk about dissatisfied as an adjective. Dissatisfied as an adjective is only used for a person or people. Remember that. It can only be used for person or people. Okay, for example, I can say that Jermaine, okay, let's have this example again. Let's use the subject Jermaine. Jermaine is dissatisfied, dissatisfied with the food. It means Jermaine is not happy with the food. He's not pleased with the food. And of course, Jermaine is a person, so dissatisfied can be used, okay? Now, for this case, unsatisfied can also be used for a person, and for people as well. Okay, so we can also use the same example, right? So we can say, like, Jermaine is unsatisfied with the food. Right? So both are accepted with totally the same meaning, okay? However, right, dissatisfied cannot be used for things, okay? So it's impossible to use that for things. But the word unsatisfied can be used for thing or things. Okay, so that's the main difference. Okay, for example, if I say that Jermaine's hunger was unsatisfied, was still, let's say, still unsatisfied even after even after having dinner in the restaurant. Okay, so what's the meaning of that? Right? It means that Zermaine was not happy. He was still hungry even after having dinner in the restaurant. As you can see here, hunger is not a person. So unsatisfied can we use. Now, can we actually like use that for dissatisfied? Can we say Jermaine's hunger was dissatisfied even after having dinner? No, this is actually grammatically wrong. Why? Because dissatisfied is only used for a person or for people. Okay? Don't forget that. Remember that. Okay? So dissatisfied can be used as a verb, while unsatisfied is just an adjective, but it can be used for people and things. But dissatisfied is only used for people or a person. Okay? So that's all for tonight. And for the next lesson, like what I've said, we're gonna talk about the present perfect tense. Okay? And we're gonna compare that with the simple past tense and with the other tenses as well. If you have any grammar question, feel free to actually like write your comments or send me a message to actually like request for any grammar topic that you would like me to discuss. So that's it for now. It's very late tonight, so I hope that you learned something from this lesson. Have a good night, everyone. Bye bye.